So one thing that I've learned in my 17 years of ministry is that God is absolutely unpredictable. I remember leaving my first church and going to what I thought was going to be my dream job. It was the next step up. It was amazing. And I remember going there and experiencing a lot of success, having actual job offers come my way. And I remember one day getting a job offer for another church on the East Coast. And I remember saying, no, I'm exactly where God has me, where He wants me. And it wasn't less than 24 hours later that everything that I thought was good went sideways. In that time, over the next year and a half, all job offers dried up. Fear was a tactic used. Rumors were believed that weren't true. Stress was immense to the point of sorrow in our home, to the point of shingles breaking out all over my back. And I remember feeling absolutely trapped, confused, and wondering, why would God take us through something like this? To the point that we even considered walking away from our calling and me becoming a high school teacher. I remember sending out probably close to 500 resumes, just seeking if God would give us a nibble and maybe a direction. And like I said, nothing. It was all dried up. In that process, Bruce had contacted me, and through a series of meetings and visits and different things, we began to investigate the idea of coming to Idaho. We accepted the call to come to Boise. Through the experience that we had, we felt this was absolutely God's will. And because of that, we had this expectation that God would sell our house in no time. But this was in 2007, 2008, when the housing market crashed and our house did not sell. Financially, it put us through the ringer. Everything that we had tried to do to be good stewards, to follow God in obedience and tithing, all of these things that we were thinking we were making progress in, all of it was wiped out. I began to really wonder, why are you not providing? Why are you not listening? We've done everything you've asked from our perspective. Why are you taking us through this wilderness? And then about a year and a half to almost 2 years later, the house sold. And we were like, but we were financially struggling. And a friend of mine approached me and said, hey, will you house sit and rent our house? And so we moved into his house and we rented / house sat, so we were able to save some money. But we didn't realize that 4-year period, 3 years already passing, the next 4 year, God was beginning to prepare us for the exit of the wilderness. And 3 years ago, He provided us with our own home. He provided us with what we call our miracle home. And it was a 7-year process of getting out of the wilderness in some regards, but being held in it in others. I think the thing that God led us into the wilderness was to, first and foremost, humble me, to teach me in humility that I have to depend upon Him. He also began a journey that God was not a taskmaster. He was not somebody that worried about my performance, but He was leading me on a 7-year journey to get me to the place where I could finally not just know, but feel and experience that God is the lover of my soul, and He wants me, and He wants to be with me, and He desires intimacy and relationship.